Morning to everybody. How's everybody doing? Oscar Blue, live from the south border of Tapachula, Chiapas, where around 4 to 5,000 migrants from Central and South America, they're walking from this side of the border into the northern borders of the United States of America, trying to achieve their route and trying to get out of the south of the border. That this is the bottleneck, which is detaining and stopping a lot of them from moving fast forward. And this is the reality. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. We are live from the south border of Mexico, where around 4 to 5,000 migrants they are walking right now from south of the border, directing themselves into the northern borders, specifically the timing or where they are going to be arriving and which border we do not understand. We do not know where they are directing themselves. If they're directing themselves to Yuma, Arizona, or ultimately to another place, particularly when they're talking about Eagle Pass, Texas, and different places in different areas, which they are going to be directing themselves. But we do not know exactly where they are going. So it's between 4 to 5,000 of these individuals. A lot of children, a lot of kids. The majority is always military age men. They're the ones that they're coming as fast forward, but also we have a lot of women and a lot of children. So this is the actual situation which is occurring right now in the south border of Mexico, where more than close to 4 to 5,000 migrants, individuals, women and children, men, they are walking all the way to the northern borders, talking about Central America, South America, and people from all entities of the world from this south of the country of Mexico. Dos sin salsa, dije.
yo traducir, pero dije no. Voy a echar a perder la tónica.
¿Qué pasó?
No llegaste a la entrevista ayer.
Ah, ahorita te veo, si quieres.
Maestri.
¡Zafos!
Por dos.
Hijo de su madre.
Híjole, esa era buena foto. Un recién nacido. Alguna. No, ponte trucha porque nos van a hablar del medio ahorita. Y quiero que 50 minutos. Hello, how's everybody doing? We are live from south of the border. Thank you so much for joining in. It is a pleasure to be talking to you guys. As this is the migrant phenomenon, let me flip the camera. Let me try to flip the camera to talk to you guys for a little bit. Let me stop this camera on this side and let me go to settings right here. And let me just front the camera. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. Let me flip the camera right here to this side. Migrant Caravan, again, around 4,000 to 5,000 people walking on the south of the border in Tapachula, Chiapas, directing themselves into the northern borders of the United States of America. This is a migrant phenomenon. The majority of them are come from Central America. That is something that hasn't been happening in a long time. A lot of people that are coming from Honduras, Guatemala, and several other parts from Central America, also from Nicaragua. You got several people from Venezuela, but not the majority of them. The majority of them are from the entities of Honduras and Guatemala, Central America particularly. The thing about it is that you ask a lot of these people what are they going to do as soon as they arrive. A lot of them, they say that they're going to work, but they do not know that if they enter irregularly or illicitly to a non-port of entry, they will be returned back or they will be deported. That is the number one thing, that the lack of education, the lack of telling people how the process is and how the process is going to be, that is the number one thing that we are lacking on immigration and ultimately the open border agenda by the globalists and by the United Nations. But number one thing is that there's no education whatsoever on how the process are going to be. So a lot of these people are saying we're going to deliver ourselves into a non-port of entry, that is crossing through a river, that is jumping a wall, that is basically crossing through a desert. And that is not a correct process to do so. That is not a process of immigration. But the thing is that it has been so regularized by the Biden administration that it has become normal. And it has become something that is regular, that now NGOs in the United States of America are advocating for this to say it is okay, it is legal, and it is regular, and it is correct. Which we all know that that is not the correct way. And ultimately now they have a process. They have the ability to apply through an application that is called CBP app. And also they have an ability to not only for a CBP app, but also they have the humanitarian parole. So they have different types of resource and outlets so they can use for them to enter. But a lot of them, they do not want to wait. They want to enter immediately. And they say they're already awaiting for me. I have family awaiting for me. I don't have time to wait for a process. So a lot of them, they do that in the uneducated manner, not knowing that there's a process to do so. And understanding that social media and messages from inside of their family members inside of the United States, they send to them and say, hey, you know what, cross through a river, everybody's getting admitted and vetted, or cross through a desert, or jump a wall, it's normal. It's a normal process. Everybody's getting admitted and vetted also. So that message gets out inevitably to Central and South America and all across the world. And when it gets out, well, you have, continuous influx and continuous movement of migrants coming in through non-ports of entry. Inevitably, it is not their fault. It is, you have a problem that is coming from an administration of the United States of America, who has created this border crisis, who they know that this is risking people's lives, risking children's lives, risking migrants' lives. We have seen it in the Darien Gap. We have crossed the Darien Gap. We have seen that. We have been to multiple places in Central and South America and shown you the reality and truth of what happens with this immigration problem. And now the risk that they're going through kidnappings to, the cartel taking advantage of them. And, at the end of the day, the one that takes advantage of this situation, it is the cartel itself. It is the organized crime, the ones that is creating, this new industry. If they're weaponizing the migration, they're using it for a number one purpose. And at the end of the day, these people are just want to go to another place that they just told them, it is open and, you can come in. So the ones that need to be held accountable, inevitably, at the end, at this particular manner, it is the Biden administration. It is the only one that needs to be held accountable because they're the ones that they promoted this humanitarian and quote unquote way to help the migrants and to create a better pathway, which has been the pathway of death. Look at what is happening in the Darien Gap. Look what is happening in Central and South America, where there are being kidnappings. The cartel is the one that is taking advantage. Not only that, what is happening in the north borders in Mexico, that you have incentivized the cartel to have power over our borders in Mexico, and also to have power over the borders in the United States of America, like in Arizona, like in Texas. The majority of these people that we have heard that they have heard about Lukeville. Now they heard about Lukeville. Now they're hearing about Lukeville, Arizona. They're hearing about Eagle Pass. It's normal, crossing through the river. That's what they say. But this is part of the current administration of the United States and the United Nations, the Globalist Compact of Immigration. That is the one that opens the borders through every country south of Central America. And this is the problem. The problem is that the ones that they take advantage are the organized crime, the NGOs, and these people that they're aiding and abetting and taking advantage of people, making millions of dollars out of the vulnerabilities and the necessities of people. That is at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you will see businesses that they are being put on the Darien Gap, businesses that are being created, not only the Darien Gap, but now you see the tribes inside of the Darien Gap in Panama not cultivating, not going to farming because they already know that their business now that they're making a profit and they're making a lot of money. It is illegal migration. So now they have left farming, they have left their nature, they have left their culture, because the number one thing now it is illegal migration. And when it comes to, then you go to Costa Rica, then you go to places like Central and South America, and it is exactly the same situation. It is exacerbated from all that place. It is a business of transportation, a business of trafficking, a business of the hotel industry, the food industry. All these places they have, it's an economy that it has been inevitably created, and it is nonstop. And now you see this economy, an influx in the south of the border right here, as they're moving forward into the north borders, which the number one economy, it is the cartel that takes advantage of this continuous situation in the north borders with the United States. So when is it going? A lot of people say it's not stopping, it's not stopping. Meanwhile, the United States is under the wing of the Global Compact of Migration. And under the United Nations, immigration is never going to stop. It's a thing that is, I'm a pro-migrant myself. Migrating for me, it's a human right, but also in the human right of migrating, there's laws, and you have to obey those laws. But in this way, I cannot fathom to understand when is it going to stop, and it's just millions. And it's going through every single border, millions. And, the ones that have created this crisis, you guys already know. It is the United Nations, the globalists, the NGOs. They're profiting out of human misery. It is a reality. So this is the thing right now that is going on. Behind me, you will see a migrant caravan walking, around 5,000 people walking. We have been right here standing for almost 15 to 20 minutes, and it hasn't stopped. It is exactly the same. It has not stopped. So it tells you that around the amount of people that they're walking, it is almost oscillating between 5,000 to 6,000 people. You see a lot of children, but also you see a lot of military-age males. So again, this is continuing, and to continue the immigration phenomenon, the migration phenomenon, everything that is happening. It is just created by this politicians that they do not care about human life. Talking about, not only Joe Biden himself, but Alejandro Mayorkas and all these people that they are inhuman. Instead of being human, they are completely the opposite. They're inhuman. So let us flip the camera out to give you guys another glimpse of what is going on right here before we go on our network of Real America's Voice News to give you guys what is actually happening on the ground. ¿No han hablado? ¿Y yo qué tengo que ver ahí, no? If you want to give it a like to this video, share this video, like this video, and also buy me a coffee. It's on the bottom link. If you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting and travel fund, it will be great help. So thank you so much. Buy me a coffee is on the bottom link. So it will be a great amount of help if you guys help us out right there, contributing to us. There's questions that they are, asked on the live feed, and it is a question that has been asked, and you should ask that to your government. Why there's a lot of military age males being invited in this phenomenon? It is not only in the United States; it's happening in Europe, where you see a lot of military age males from Africa migrating into places like France. The problems that are occurring in France that is surpassing the country now. Problems that are going on in Sweden, where you have a lot of military age males that they are rioting and protesting continuously. So you should ask every government that is responsible for this situation. Ask them. Ask your government. Ask your leaders why you're doing this, and if this is something that is in a way humanitarian, why are you pushing the narrative? Like, look at this woman carrying a child like this. Look at this. Is this the humanitarian way to help people? Look at another child being carried on a caravan like this. That's the thing that I ask. And you see a lot of children walking. I'm not lying. I'm putting the camera on the screen so you guys can see that there's children. Yes, they are, but there's military age males. Look, there's young ones. Also, there's another young one over there. There's another one that is being carried by their parents. Another one that is being carried right here on her arms. You see a lot of children. There's a lot of children on this caravan. You see 1, 2, 3, one in the back, 4, 5, 6, one in the one month old baby, 1 month toddler right here, another one right here. See a lot of children. So if you're telling me about children, there's a lot of children on this caravan, and I'm showing it to you right now. But the majority of them are military age males, and it's a reality. We're not going to lie about it. There's more children right here. Look at this. More on the stroller, walking. Some of them carrying them. ¿Traes teléfono tú? ¿No ha sonado?
Hambre, agua, mano.
Sir, this is the link for my new Skype profile. If you can call this one, it's the same one. Please. I will be waiting for your next hit, sir.
Fue el sacrificio. Se puede, sí se puede.
Ahí en atrás, ¿tú? ¿Ya? ¿Ya acabaron? vamos a aventarnos para allá. Tenemos un enlace donde se vea. Porque si no, sí, bueno.
Vete.
So we'll cut this live feed, people. That's about it. That's the amount. They're speculating between 4,000 to 5,000 individuals that they are migrants that they are walking into the northern borders. So, and walking to the north of the state of Chiapas and the north of the city of Tapachula, as traffic is flowing right now. So I will come back and do another live feed later on this evening. Another caravan walking from south of the border into the northern borders. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. God's plan is our mission.